Good evening, students. Today I am teaching you Musgrave's approach in the lesson Public Finance. Richard Musgrave designates Dalton's principle of maximum social advantage as the maximum welfare principle of budget determination. Richard Musgrave designates Dalton's principle of maximum social advantage as the maximum welfare principle of budget determination. According to him, according to Musgrave, Dalton has proposed two principles of budget policy. First is that the resources should be distributed in such a way that the expenditure must equal to marginal return of satisfaction. And the second is that the satisfaction obtained from the last rupee must equal to the satisfaction lost from the last rupee. Indirectly, the meaning is that the expenditure and the taxation, the benefit and the sacrifice, that should be equal. Therefore, according to Musgrave, budget must be determined in such a way to achieve maximum welfare to the society. Now, this can be explained very well through the diagram which is given by Richard Musgrave. In the above diagram, OX-axis measures amount of taxation and public expenditure. OX-axis measures amount of taxation and public expenditure, and OY-axis measures MSS and MSB. What is MSS? Marginal social sacrifice, and MSB? Marginal social benefit. Where is MSS and MSB? This is MSS and MSB. The OX-axis measures amount of taxation and public expenditure, and OY-axis measures MSS and MSB. Now, EE is the MSB curve. What is EE? This is EE. EE is the MSB curve, marginal social benefit curve. And what is the shape of this curve? It slopes downwards. It slopes downwards direction. Why? Because it is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. With every additional units of expenditure, marginal social benefit decreases. Therefore, this curve slopes downwards. Now, next one is that the MSB curve. It slopes downwards because with every additional units, marginal social benefit decreases. And now TT is the MSS curve. Now next diagram is curve is TT. What is this? MSS curve. And what is the shape? It slopes upwards and it slopes downwards. With every additional unit of tax, what happens to the MSS curve? The sacrifice increases. Therefore, the MSS curve, symbolically TT, it slopes upwards. Okay. So, EE is the MSB curve. It slopes downwards. And TT is the MSS curve. It slopes upwards. Now, next point is the curve NN. Where is the point, curve NN in between them? Between these two curves, EE and TT, NN curve, NN curve measures the net benefit derived from successive addition to the public budget, and it is arrived by deducting TT from EE. Got the point? The curve NN that measures the net benefit, and it is arrived by deducting TT from EE. Okay, these two curves are deducted and we are getting the NN, and the optimum size of budget is reached at point M. The Richard Musgrave is suggesting optimum budget, and in this diagram, the optimum budget is reached at this point, that is at the point M, where or we can say because the marginal social benefit here, what is that marginal social benefit? MP. And marginal social sacrifice MQ, both of them are equal. Or at the point M, both of these curves are at equal. So that we can say MP is equal to MQ. Now, at point M1, what happens? At point M1, we can see M1 is also here. At point M1, MSB is greater than MSS. Or we can say marginal social benefit is greater than marginal social sacrifice, TT curve. And this is EE curve. What is that? Marginal social benefit. At point M1, marginal social benefit M1P1 is greater than marginal social sacrifice M1Q1. Therefore, marginal net benefit is positive because M1P1 is greater than M1Q1. Therefore, marginal net benefit is positive. Now, at point M2, M2P2 that is less than M2Q2. Therefore, the net benefit is negative. Okay. At this point, at point M2, M2P2 is less than, this area is less than M2Q2. Therefore, the net benefit is negative. And at point M, both of them are equal. Therefore, net benefit is 0. At point M, MSB is equal to MSS and net benefit is 0. Again, I am repeating the same thing. EE is the MSB curve. It slopes downwards. And TT is the MSS curve. It slopes upwards. And in between the NN curve. NN curve we are deducting these both the curves. EE and TT. Okay. And the point M. That is the point of equilibrium. Or we can say PM is equal to MQ. And the net benefit is 0 at this point. And at point M1, what happened? M1P1 is greater than M1Q1. Therefore, net benefit is positive. And here, M2 at the point M2, M2P2 is less than M2Q2. So, sacrifice is more and benefit is less. Therefore, the net benefit is negative. And at point M, net benefit is 0 because MSS is equal to MSB. MP is equal to MQ. Now, Dr. Dalton has given certain objective tests to measure whether the public finance operations are adding to the net social advantage. Professor Dalton has given certain objective tests for measuring whether the maximum social advantage or the net social advantages to find out is increasing or not. So the first one is preserving the society. The first test which is given by Dr. Dalton, or we can say Professor Dalton, is preserving the society. The system of public finance should protect the society against both foreign aggression and internal disorders. Then only the principle is valid. Otherwise, the theory is not valid. Second point, economic welfare of the community. This is the second test which is given by Dr. Dalton to test the principle of maximum social advantage. This can be done by increasing production and by improving distribution. And in order to improve distribution, what the government has to do? The government has to make efforts through fiscal policy. In short, we can say the policy related to taxation and expenditure. That only we are calling as fiscal policy, to reduce the difference between the rich and the poor. In this situation, what the government is doing? Government is imposing high rate of tax upon luxurious commodities, and they are taking, and these commodities are mainly consumed by the rich people, and this excess money the government is taking from them and it is redistributing among the poor people through the provision of social security measures. Third point, economic stability. Economic stability, when the economy is unstable, when there is inflation and deflation. Now, the government has to take different monetary measures, and here they will be using fiscal measures to control inflation and deflation and to maintain economic stability. Now, fourth point is, or the fourth test, one of the important tests which is given by Professor Dalton is full employment and economic growth. Fiscal policy has to be used for the development of underdeveloped countries. And full employment means what? Maximum utilization of resources. There should not be any wastage of resources. And fiscal policy mainly the government has to use for the development of underdeveloped countries. Now, or developing countries, we can say example India. So these are the four tests which is given by Professor Dalton to test the principle of maximum social advantage. Now, next one, we are coming to the criticism of the principle of maximum social advantage. First criticism is that it is based on unrealistic assumptions. According to this theory, with every additional unit of tax, sacrifice increases. But in some cases, sacrifice is not increasing with every additional unit of tax rate or with the imposition of new tax. Social benefit increases. For example, the tax which is imposed upon harmful commodities, we can say alcohol, cigarettes, etc. Because indirectly it increases the prices of the commodities, these commodities, and the welfare of the people are increasing. Second point, or the second criticism is that it neglected non-tax revenue. This theory has neglected the role of non-tax revenue such as fees, fines, etc. in financing public expenditure. In financing public expenditure, not only the tax revenue is playing an important role, non-tax revenue is also playing an important role. But this theory has neglected the role of non-tax revenue. Now, the third criticism, budget size. The public authorities are not in a position to estimate the marginal benefit and the marginal sacrifice accurately. Therefore, it is impossible to determine the particular size of the budget that will maximize the welfare of the community. Now, fourth criticism, assumption of static condition. So, this theory is based on the static conditions, but the economy is dynamic and it is continuously changing. Therefore, such changing situations, it is difficult to determine the point of maximum social advantage. Now, fifth criticism, sacrifice and benefit are subjective concept and not objective. Therefore, objective means which we can measure. Subjective means which we cannot measure accurately. Therefore, accurate measurement is not possible. Last criticism, that is inconsistent methodology. The utility of public expenditure to the society is a macro problem. It's a big problem to the society. But the disutility of taxation to the taxpayer is a micro problem because here he is only one. And here the whole society is coming. So the problem is macro problem. And here the taxpayer is only one, then that is micro problem. Therefore, there is methodological inconsistency in balancing MSB and MSS. Thank you, students.